Hey everybody, Blind Pig here. Just doing a new 6-color block that I'm working on, and I just wanted to show you some of the sort of techniques that I use for cutting the block and sort of the printing. I have an old number 2 Vandercook proof press that I use, and I've had to sort of jury rig it to make it more adaptable to printing multicolors in fairly tight registrations. So if you already know it, fine. If you don't, then you can have a look. If it's useful, that's groovy. If not, that's groovy too. Okay? So what I'm working on now is a 6-color lino block that I've done. Sort of a salute to musician Peter Case. So I just wanted to show you sort of the methodology that I've used for the cutting and the printing. So this is the darkest key line that I'm going to be using, and I'll probably print that in like a dark gray. This is sort of the medium key line, so there's 3 key lines and 3 solid colors. And then this is the final lightest of the key lines. And so I'm going to be printing those last, but first I have these solid colors that I'm going to print. And rather than cutting and using three more sheets of lino and cutting away all the background from it, what I usually do is I map it out on one sheet of lino if possible, and in this case it was possible, and I just keep it like a little jigsaw puzzle. So when you see the block that I have in my proof press, you'll see that I can actually register everything. And for example, this is going to be yellow, this is going to be blue, and this is going to be green. So the first color I'm going to do is the yellow. So I'll actually double side tape the yellow down and use the other colors around it as a registration piece. So I'll fit everything together, get the yellow down, remove the other jigsaw pieces, print the yellow, use the yellow again as a registration point, and for example I put the blue back down and then remove the yellow and print the blue, and the same with the green. So it all fits together. It makes it easier in registration. I've sort of built it around the key line, so I think everything's going to work. And I've actually cut away the parts that are going to stay white on the print, and everything else is going to be colored. So I've sort of adapted my old Vandercook number 2 proof press to fit my nefarious needs here. So you can see I built a little block here that has registration marks across it. So I've set up a 1/2-inch grid. I also lock it in sideways, and I've pushed it up against this bar at the front, which I've made. And actually, this is my own sort of registration system. The number 2 proof press doesn't have a registration system, nor is it self-inking. And what I've done is I've made this out of bookbinding board. Yes, jury rigged to the max, but what I do is it gives me both vertical and horizontal registration, so I know where my sheet's going to fall. So you can see I built it up a little bit here, and I have these little sort of faux grippers going across, and it actually gives me really good tight registration. And if I really have to whack the sheet and give it a lot of pressure, I can actually put little tape across here so the sheet holds in the press a little better. I can then place my lino block where I want it to be on the grid, and each succeeding color fits in the same spot, and I've given myself enough bleed and trap underneath the colors so I don't have to worry about registration, and I actually get a fairly good color registration.